Now that you've done that, we're now going to use the offset button and the circular pattern tool for generating the shape. So the first thing to do is to come up to your offset button here. We could just generate another circle at a bigger dimension, but we're going to offset instead. So this button here, offset, and then click on this circle and you can bring it in and out. And you can see that dimension there. That's not the dimension of the circle, that's how far out it's coming. And let's just put that to 4. So you could just put it in as 4, and there is the 4 just there. So if I press escape to come out of this tool now, like that, you can see is now not highlighted. Here is the 4 button, so I can pick that out and just bring it across so you can see there it is. Okay, so you don't need to do that, but I'm going to double click on that. Instead of tapping in the 4, I'm actually going to set that to my list parameters and my wall thickness, which I've created already, which is also actually set to 4, but now I can change it within my parameters. Okay, now that you've got a circle around the outside for the wall thickness, we're now going to use the circular pattern tool. Here's the circular pattern tool button. Click on this button, and the first button here is already highlighted for us, so we don't need to click on that or you'll de-highlight it. We're going to select these 2 circles, this one and this one, by clicking on them. And then once we've selected the geometry, we're now going to click on this arrow here, which is the button to choose the axis, what it's going to rotate around. And once that button's highlighted, we're going to come and click on this inner circle here. Now you can see it's put 6 circles around this circle here, 6 shapes around this circle. We're going to change that number to 3. And we're going to leave the degrees it's going to go around by 360. We're going to leave that there. So you can now see I've got 3 circles or outside kind of circular patterns. I'm going to click OK. And there we go. That is now the shape that we've got generated there. So once you've done that, we're now going to kind of create the outside shape here. So I'm going to come up to my arc tool here. You can see there's a number of different ones. We're just going to select the first one, 3 points. So that button there, we're just going to click on that one. And now we're going to select this circle around about here, and we're going to come over and then select this circle. Try not to put it in a place like, see, it wants to lock on just above that center. Try not to do that. Try and just come out maybe to somewhere else like here on the side, okay, so that it's not locking onto a point. And then we're just going to give a gradual circle kind of shape like that. Now I know they're not symmetrical yet, but just click one more time like that, and that's now put this kind of shape in. We just want to put it in firstly to get going. Now you'll see every time that you can press escape to come out of that button like that. You can see every time we generate something, down here at the bottom it says 3 dimensions needed, and we need 3 dimensions to really lock this whole thing in place. Before we had done that, if I go back to getting rid of that, you can now see that's only 1 dimension needed, and it's this one here, which we're not going to worry about. So I'm going to just go back forwards. There it is. That's where we've got to. We've got 3 dimensions. 2 of those are allocated to this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use this button here. This button here is called tangent, and it locks a line onto the edge of a circle. I think it's this button anyway. So we're going to click on this line. We're going to click on this line, and we're going to click on this line here. See how it now automatically lines up perfectly with the edge of that circle. We're going to do the same thing by clicking on this one and on this outside diameter here, and it's already allocated that one already. You can see sketch constraint already exists, so that's fine, we don't need to do it. And now we're going to click on the dimension button, and we're going to select this circle, and it's now looking to select that radius, and this is what I call the scoop diameter or radius. It's a radius, not a diameter now. I'm going to click on that, and instead of typing in, say, 30, that would allocate it to there. I'm going to click on that again. I'm going to select my list parameters, and I've already listed that scoop rad to 15. Okay, and there we go. I'm now going to click OK, and you can see that these points, because we selected them, we constrained them by using this tangent tool, will not move off of these circles. But now I've set the radius to 15. You can see it there. So the smaller the number, the bigger that scoop will be. And sorry, the smaller the number, the bigger it will be more scooped, and the larger the number, it will become less scooped. That's why I've called it a scoop diameter. We're also going to rotate this around by 3 using the circular pattern tool. So click on the circular pattern tool, come over with that button highlighted, and click that as a geometry. Then click on the axis button, select your inner circle, and click OK. And that's now rotated that around by 3 times, as you can see. You can see that's now all fully constrained apart from one dimension, which is making sure that this circle doesn't rotate going around. And I'm okay with that for the minute. Okay, so with that in mind, we can now finish our sketch. And then you can press on this button here, which is called Zoom All, and that brings everything into focus that we've drawn. All is being into the zoom window. All right, and there it is. And now is a good time to press Control, go up to here and press Save, or to press Control, holding down Control and press S, and that automatically saves your file. Now, the last thing we want to do is we want to extrude this shape. So we're going to come up, press the Extrude button. See how it automatically, if I just cancel out, it went from the sketch that we were working on when you clicked finish sketch, and I'll show you by double clicking on there again. When you clicked on finish sketch, it jumped from the sketch tool and it will jump back to the 3D model tool here. And what you've got is this sketch here that you've created. Now we're going to press the extrude tool here, and with that it's automatically set to 10 millimeters as a distance, and you can come around and you can select the shapes that you want to extrude. So you've got to hover over them, click on the circle, click on this kind of star shape, click on this circle here, and then click on this circle here. All right, and that's now created our kind of fidget spinner shape. But instead of extruding it by 10 millimeters, we want to click on this button here, come down to list parameters, and we want to change it to the bearing thickness, because we only want it to be as thick as the bearings are. And now once you've done that, you can click OK, and that has now turned into an extrusion instead of a sketch. So if I open up that plus button, you can see our sketch is inside here. If I close it, you can see now that's called extrusion, and this has now got our shape. The last thing that we're going to do is, you can sort of hover and have a look at it, is we're going to look at putting a fillet on it. Okay, a fillet is this tool here. The fillet is set to maybe 2 or 5, or I'm not sure, but 2 I think is okay for us. So we're now going to, with that in mind, once you've clicked on that button, just come around and just click on this outside shape here, and it adds a lovely curve to us. If you click on this button here, you'll be able to see the underside, and you can come around, select that, and then you can click OK. And that is the basis of our fidget spinner finished. And part 2 finished. Make sure you save your work.